This is our 2022 factory-built RV-12 IS. It's equipped with dual Garmin 3X Touch and a Garmin Autopilot. My name is Steve, and this is my wife Gail. We call this S&G Airline. So subscribe to the channel and fly with us to exciting places. My wife Gail has a brother Fred who lives in eastern Tennessee. For us to drive up and see him by car would be a 2-hour trip. On a day when the winds are favorable, we could fly up there instead, and we could do that in 35 minutes or less. So we flipped a coin and we decided to fly. Now, today the winds actually were not in our favor. We had a 20-knot headwind. So it took us a little bit longer. It took us right around 47 to 48 minutes to make the trip. However, that still compares favorably to driving up in a car. As a matter of fact, it's about 1/3 of the time. So here I am, dragging the plane out of the hangar, and here we are getting ready to make our trip. We are flying over some pretty forbidding terrain here in northern Georgia and eastern Tennessee, but our little RV-12 didn't complain at all. It just kept on a-truckin'. This is Lake Blue Ridge in northern Georgia, and now we have just a few seconds of a little bit of video to entertain you. True airspeed of 120, ground speed 93 knots. Hey everybody, it's us. And we come across what looks like a controlled burn in the forest. So we have passed the foothills and the mountains, and now we're starting our descent into eastern Tennessee. So we have landed at Monroe County Airport in Tennessee, and there is Uncle Fred waiting for us to arrive. We drove into town and we had lunch at Donna's Old Town Cafe, which was really some pretty darn good southern cooking, and I recommend it to you if you happen to stop in here. Then we just sort of drove around town, took a few pictures, and had a good visit until it was time for us to pack up and come back home. What a difference a good tailwind makes. So here we are headed back home, and we're showing 116 knots true airspeed, but our ground speed is 130 knots, and we're doing it all on 4 gallons per hour. So we're back over the mountains and the foothills of the mountains as we head our way back south towards Jasper, Georgia. And of course here we are just having fun in the cockpit. So a few more views, and then we will be landing and calling it a day. We're glad to have shared our trip with you, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and join us as we take more trips in the future since the weather is now starting to get nice.